The makeshift market thrived under the glow of twin suns, its atmosphere electric with the chatter of dozens of species. Every corner was alive with the sounds of haggling, the hum of strange machines, and the occasional burst of alien music. Zrenik, a historian from the archival planet Telner, adjusted his shimmering robes and observed the scene. His role was to document interspecies interactions for his people, yet today's subject, humans, made him uneasy. Humans had earned a reputation across the galaxy, chaotic, unpredictable, and impossible to categorize. Yet, they thrived in situations where other species struggled. The market was no exception. In the span of a few minutes, Zrenik watched humans from Earth dominate nearly every corner of the trading hub. The first thing Zrenik noticed was the empty stalls. Aliens who had been in business for hours were already packing up, their wares sold out. Curious, Zrenik approached one of the sellers, a lanky, six-limbed trader from the Frixie species. "Why are you closing so early?" Zrenik asked, his translator humming softly. The Frixie gestured toward a human stall with a resigned flick of their antennae. "They bought everything. They don't just trade, they want to understand. My historical artifacts. Gone. They said they wanted to study the craftsmanship. Even my food processors, they disassembled one right here, just to see how it worked." Zrenik turned his gaze to the humans, who were bustling around the market with relentless energy. One of them, a woman in a simple jacket and cargo pants, was holding up what appeared to be a broken alien device. She gestured animatedly as a small group of curious onlookers gathered. Within moments, she had the machine working again, to the amazement of the crowd. "They fix things," the Frixie muttered. "And then they improve them. It's infuriating." Zrenik's curiosity deepened. He decided to wander further into the market. Everywhere he turned, humans were leaving their mark. At one stall, a group of them were sharing Earth's literature with an alien species known for their obsession with storytelling. At another, they were teaching a merchant how to use Earth-inspired packaging methods to preserve goods. Zrenik marveled at their adaptability, and their audacity. As he walked, Zrenik found himself drawn to a commotion near the center of the market. A crowd had gathered around a food stall operated by the umumi, a species resembling gelatinous blobs with bioluminescent patterns. Known for their bland taste buds, the umumi had never been. The intoxicating aroma of Earth-inspired cuisine lingered in the air as Zrenik ventured deeper into the bustling market. His senses were still overwhelmed by the human's culinary triumph at the umumi stall. Around him, alien species chattered excitedly, exchanging stories about the human's uncanny ability to transform the mundane into something extraordinary. Zrenik's attention was drawn to a commotion near a different section of the market. A large banner hung over a stall that read, "Humanity's Recipes, Flavors of Earth." It was another human-led food stand, but this one seemed more organized, almost professional. Behind the counter, a human man in a white chef's coat was preparing plates at lightning speed, his movements confident and precise. "What's happening here?" Zrenik asked a blue-scaled reptilian vendor next to him. "They're teaching aliens how to cook," the vendor replied, their voice tinged with both awe and disbelief. "Not just any cooking, Earth-style cooking. They're even selling something called a spice kit." Intrigued, Zrenik approached the stall. A line of eager aliens stretched out, each holding a small container filled with colorful powders. The human chef was demonstrating how to use them, sprinkling spices over a sizzling dish with dramatic flair. "This," the chef announced, holding up a small glass jar, "is paprika. It's going to change your life." The crowd leaned forward as the chef added the spice to a pan, releasing a smoky, sweet aroma. The assembled aliens murmured in unison, their curiosity piqued. Zrenik couldn't resist stepping closer. "Excuse me," he interrupted politely, "what exactly are you trying to accomplish here?" The chef turned to him with a wide grin. "Ah, a new face. I'm sharing the joy of Earth's cuisine. Food is the universal language, my friend." "Language?" Zrenik frowned. I thought it was simply sustenance. The chef chuckled. That's what most people think. But food can tell stories. It carries history, emotion, and culture. And humans? We've got flavors for days. As if to prove his point, the chef handed Zrenik a small piece of bread topped with a vibrant red paste. Hesitantly, Zrenik took a bite. The explosion of flavor was almost overwhelming, savory, sweet, and spicy all at once. For a moment, he was speechless. This is incredible, Zrenik admitted, swallowing. What's in it? Tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, and a touch of chili, the chef explained. It's called bruschetta. Simple, yet effective. Zrenik's data tablet was out in seconds, recording the interaction. This wasn't just cooking, it was a cultural exchange. Aliens were learning to adapt Earth ingredients to their own foods, merging flavors in a way that had never been attempted before. Nearby, a group of Amumi gathered around another human who was busy experimenting with their gelatinous food ingredients. The human was guiding them on how to make a dessert called jelly candy. The sight was almost comical. The human wore thick goggles and gloves, stirring the mixture as if conducting a science experiment. The Amumi scribbled notes furiously, their pseudopods quivering with excitement. Humans are insane, muttered an alien spectator beside Zrenik. They'll cook anything. They'll try anything, Zrenik corrected, his tone more thoughtful than dismissive. It was clear that humans didn't just see ingredients, they saw possibilities. As the cooking demonstrations continued, the atmosphere shifted. This wasn't just about food anymore. Aliens who had never interacted with one another were suddenly collaborating, sharing ideas, and experimenting with new recipes. A Therii trader, known for their extreme territorialism, was working side by side with a gently yet timid Hrix, blending spices and debating the merits of Earth's hot sauce. This is unprecedented, Zrenik muttered to himself. He'd studied countless intergalactic markets, but he'd never seen such cooperation. Humans had turned a simple trading hub into a melting pot of creativity. By the time the suns began to set, the market had transformed. Dozens of stalls now showcased hybrid dishes inspired by Earth's cuisine. A group of human chefs had even organized a tasting competition, encouraging aliens to showcase their newfound culinary skills. The energy was infectious. Zrenik couldn't help but wonder, what else could humans teach the galaxy? They weren't just traders or inventors, they were catalysts. Wherever they went, they sparked change, challenging old traditions and inspiring new ones. As he watched the vibrant scene unfold, Zrenik realized that humanity wasn't merely a participant in galactic culture. They were reshaping it, one recipe at a time. And the galaxy might never be the same again. As the suns dipped below the horizon, the market's vibrant energy shifted. The hum of voices softened, replaced by an unexpected melody drifting through the air. Zrenik followed the sound, curious to uncover its source. What he found left him speechless. At the edge of the market, a group of humans had commandeered a small platform. They held instruments of various shapes and sizes, none of which Zrenik recognized. The crowd around them was a mix of fascinated aliens and wary skeptics, all drawn by the haunting tune. What is this? Zrenik asked a fellow spectator, a tall, fur-covered Garathian. The Garathian shrugged. They call it a jam session. I don't understand it, but it's mesmerizing. Zrenik stepped closer. The lead human was playing an instrument they called a violin, the bow gliding across the strings with precision. Two others joined in, one with a guitar, the other with a set of small drums. The harmony they created was unlike anything Zrenik had ever heard. It was chaotic yet purposeful, a perfect blend of individuality and unity. Suddenly, a towering alien with shimmering scales, identified as a member of the Cosni species, approached the humans. The Cosni were renowned for their advanced musical technology but rarely engaged with other cultures. This one carried a large, iridescent instrument resembling a spiral shell. "Can I join you?" the Cosney asked hesitantly. The lead human smiled. "Of course. Music is for everyone." The Cosney took their place on the platform, adjusting their instrument. The humans paused, allowing their new bandmate to play a few notes. The sound was ethereal, like the whisper of a distant star. The humans exchanged glances and nodded, seamlessly incorporating the aliens' melody into their song. The crowd erupted in cheers, their skepticism replaced by awe. Zrenik watched in amazement as the performance evolved. More aliens stepped forward, bringing their own instruments, or, in some cases, their voices. Orcs began to sing in a series of high-pitched tones, harmonizing with the Cosney's haunting notes. A group of four-legged Trilasians joined with percussive stomps that shook the ground. Somehow, the humans wove all these disparate sounds into a cohesive, breathtaking symphony. "How do they do this?" Zrenik muttered aloud. "They adapt," said a voice beside him. It was a diminutive Drenari scholar, their eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. "Humans don't fear the unknown, they embrace it. Where we see differences, they see potential." Zrenik nodded, understanding more with each passing moment. The humans weren't just musicians, they were facilitators of connection. Through their music, they bridged gaps between species that had never even spoken to each other before. The performance reached its crescendo, the music swelling to a powerful, unifying climax. As the final note rang out, the crowd erupted into applause, cheers, and even alien vocalizations that Zrenik assumed were expressions of joy. The humans stepped off the platform, laughing and bowing, their faces flushed with exhilaration. "That was remarkable," Zrenik said, approaching the lead human. The musician grinned. "Thanks. Music has a way of bringing people together, don't you think?" Zrenik hesitated, then asked, "Why do you do it? Why put so much effort into sharing your culture with us?" The human's expression softened. "Because the galaxy's big, and we're all just trying to find our place in it. Sharing what we love makes it feel a little smaller, don't you think?" Zrenik didn't respond immediately. He simply nodded, his mind racing. Humans weren't just surviving in the galaxy, they were thriving, connecting, and creating in ways that no one else had dared to. Their creativity wasn't just a trait, it was a force of nature. As the crowd dispersed, Zrenik lingered, reflecting on what he'd witnessed. The humans had turned an impromptu performance into a cultural revolution. Species that had barely acknowledged one another were now exchanging instruments, teaching each other songs, and forging bonds that would likely last far beyond the market's closing. For the first time, Zrenik felt a twinge of hope for the galaxy. If humans could inspire such unity here, in this chaotic, overcrowded market, perhaps they could do the same on a larger scale. As the night deepened, Zrenik made a note in his data tablet: human creativity, a phenomenon that defies logic and reshapes reality. He had come to the market as an observer, but he was leaving as something more. Perhaps, just perhaps, humanity was exactly what the galaxy needed. The night market shimmered under the soft glow of bioluminescent lanterns, their light dancing across the various stalls. Zrenik strolled through the transformed market, his thoughts a whirlwind of amazement and contemplation. The humans had not only brought their innovations and culture, they had reshaped the very fabric of the marketplace. The food stalls were now a vibrant mix of Earth-inspired dishes and alien culinary experiments. Traders and customers alike shared recipes, combining spices and ingredients from their home planets to create unprecedented flavors. The aromas were intoxicating, and Zrenik's sense organs tingled as he passed each stall. At one corner, he saw a tall, elegant alien with crystalline skin trading their rare mineral-based seasoning for jars of earth honey. Beside them, a human chef demonstrated how to use the honey to caramelize an umami jelly creation. The aliens observed with fascination, their bioluminescent patterns pulsing in sync with the chef's words. Zrenik paused by a stall that had been completely restructured by human ingenuity. It had started as a simple trading post for mechanical parts but now resembled a bustling workshop. Several humans worked side by side with alien engineers, their hands moving deftly as they assembled gadgets and repaired broken devices. The air was filled with the hum of tools and bursts of laughter. "What are they building?" Zrenik asked one of the onlookers. "Anything and everything," the observer, a Therii merchant, replied. "These humans, they see possibilities where we see limitations. That one over there," they gestured to a young human tinkering with a spherical device, "just turned an old navigation core into a multi-species translator." Zrenik approached the human, who was explaining their invention to a group of wide-eyed aliens. "With this," the human said, holding up the device, "you'll be able to understand each other's languages in real time. No more waiting for your ship's systems to catch up." The crowd murmured with astonishment. Zrenik couldn't help but admire the ingenuity. In one night, the humans had achieved what countless galactic councils and think tanks had failed to, fostering genuine interspecies cooperation. Further along, Zrenik found himself drawn to a newly established music booth. A group of aliens from different species were experimenting with Earth instruments, their expressions ranging from concentration to pure joy. A human instructor moved among them, offering guidance and encouragement. "Try this chord," the human said, positioning the Cosne's clawed appendages on a guitar's strings. The resulting sound was awkward, but the Cosne's face lit up with determination. Nearby, a Hrix practiced harmonizing their voice with a banjo, their melodic hum blending surprisingly well with the instrument's twang. Zrenik watched in silence, his chest tightening with emotion. The music wasn't perfect, it was raw, experimental, and chaotic. But it was beautiful in its own way, a testament to the unifying power of creativity. As the night wore on, the market evolved into something more than a trading hub. It became a place of connection, innovation, and shared purpose. Humans moved effortlessly among the stalls, bridging gaps between species with their boundless energy and curiosity. They taught, learned, and inspired, their actions driven not by profit but by a genuine desire to share their culture. Zrenik found himself drawn to a small gathering near the center of the market. A human storyteller stood in the middle, surrounded by aliens of all shapes and sizes. They were recounting a tale from Earth's history, their voice rich with emotion. And so, the storyteller concluded, against all odds, the explorers persevered. They charted the unknown, not for conquest, but for discovery, for the sheer joy of understanding what lay beyond the horizon. The crowd erupted in applause, their admiration palpable. Zrenik recorded the moment in his data tablet, noting how effortlessly the humans conveyed their stories. It wasn't just the words, it was the way they spoke, their passion and sincerity drawing listeners in. As Zrenik wandered away, he couldn't ignore the sense of awe building within him. The humans had accomplished something extraordinary. They had taken a chaotic, fragmented market and turned it into a microcosm of unity. Their creativity wasn't just a tool, it was a force that reshaped the galaxy around them. For the first time, Zrenik understood the humans' true power. It wasn't their technology or their adaptability, though those were remarkable. It was their ability to inspire, to ignite curiosity and collaboration in others. Looking up at the twin moons now casting their silvery glow over the market, Zrenik made a decision. He would document this night not just as a historian but as a witness to something profound. Humanity wasn't just another species in the galaxy, they were a catalyst for change. And perhaps, just perhaps, they were the key to a brighter future for them all. The market buzzed with a different kind of energy as the night deepened. What had begun as a chaotic trading hub had transformed into a vibrant nexus of creativity. Zrenik moved through the crowd, his data tablet working overtime to capture the extraordinary events unfolding around him. The humans had not only reshaped the market but had planted seeds of innovation that were already beginning to sprout. Near the central plaza, a group of humans had organized a spontaneous workshop. Tables were set up in a semicircle, cluttered with alien tech, raw materials, and improvised tools. Around them, aliens of various species worked intently, following the humans' guidance. A tall human with a streak of gray in his hair gestured animatedly to a group of Cosni engineers. "Listen," the human said, holding up a device that looked like a tangled mess of wires and glowing crystals. "Your propulsion systems are incredible, but you're wasting energy in the conversion process. If you reroute the output through a stabilizing conduit, you can reduce the loss by at least 30%. The Cosni engineers exchanged glances, their crystalline forms shimmering with intrigue. One of them adjusted the prototype as instructed, and moments later, the device emitted a steady hum. The Cosni let out a series of melodic chimes, what Zrenik recognized as their expression of astonishment. "How did you even think of that?" one of them asked. The human shrugged. "Trial and error. Plus, humans love efficiency." Zrenik lingered at the edge of the workshop, observing the collaboration with growing admiration. It wasn't just the humans teaching aliens, the exchange was mutual. At a nearby table, an Umumi scientist demonstrated how their species' gelatinous cells could be used to create biodegradable packaging. A human environmentalist watched intently, asking pointed questions and taking notes. "This could revolutionize Earth's waste management systems," the human said, their eyes gleaming with excitement. "We need this technology." The Umumi pulsated with pride, their bioluminescent patterns shifting to a warm orange. "And we need your spices," they replied. "Your food has awakened something in us." The two laughed, and Zrenik couldn't help but smile. It was a perfect example of how humans fostered connection, turning even the smallest exchange into something meaningful. Further down the market, Zrenik came across a group of young aliens huddled around a human demonstrating an Earth invention, the humble solar panel. The human explained how it harnessed the power of their twin suns, turning light into energy. "You're saying we can use this to power our settlements?" asked a wide-eyed alien, their translucent skin glowing faintly in the dark. "Exactly," the human replied. "You don't need to rely solely on your traditional methods. With some tweaks, this could work on any planet with sunlight." The aliens erupted into excited chatter, their imaginations already racing with possibilities. Zrenik took a step back, marveling at the humans' ability to inspire. They didn't just share knowledge, they empowered others to innovate. As the night wore on, Zrenik found himself drawn to a quieter corner of the market. Here, a single human sat with a group of Juhi diplomats, their towering forms hunched as they listened intently. The human was sketching something on a data pad, their expression focused. "What are they doing?" Zrenik whispered to a nearby onlooker. "They're redesigning the Juhi's trade routes," the onlooker replied. "Apparently, humans have something called logistics optimization. The Juhi system is outdated, and the human is helping them make it more efficient." Zrenik watched as the Juhi nodded, their expressions, normally stoic, softening with gratitude. The human handed them the data pad, explaining the changes with clarity and patience. It was yet another example of humanity's knack for problem solving. As Zrenik returned to the heart of the market, he couldn't ignore the profound impact the humans had made in such a short time. They weren't just adapting to the galactic community, they were improving it. Every interaction, every idea shared, seemed to ripple outward, creating waves of change that would undoubtedly shape the future. Humanity, Zrenik realized, wasn't just a participant in the galaxy's story. They were authors, writing new chapters with every encounter. And tonight, the market was their canvas, a living testament to their boundless creativity. For the first time in his career, Zrenik felt something he rarely experienced: hope. If humanity could achieve so much in one night, perhaps there was a brighter future for the galaxy after all. Perhaps unity wasn't just an ideal, it was a possibility. With that thought, Zrenik turned back to the market, eager to see what the humans would inspire next. As the first rays of dawn bathed the market in light, it became clear that something extraordinary had taken place. The humans' presence had not only transformed the market but also the relationships between its inhabitants. Zrenik walked through the now bustling stalls, each interaction he observed more profound than the last. The once isolated Trilasians were now trading agricultural techniques with the Umumi, blending hydroponic methods with gelatin-based nutrient systems. The Kosni musicians were collaborating with alien species to develop a universal scale for interspecies symphonies. Even the notoriously stubborn Juhi diplomats were working side by side with humans to draft new trade agreements that promised to benefit multiple planets. Zrenik paused at a stall where a young human inventor demonstrated a device to a group of curious aliens. The device, a simple energy-efficient generator, used recycled materials and renewable energy sources. The aliens bombarded the inventor with questions, their excitement infectious. "You see," the inventor said, "it's not about how advanced your technology is. It's about how you use what you have to solve problems." Nearby, a human chef and an Umumi biologist presented the galaxy's first hybrid cookbook. The book combined Earth recipes with alien ingredients, creating dishes that catered to a multitude of species. The crowd around the stall sampled the offerings, their expressions a mix of delight and astonishment. "I never thought I'd say this," an alien muttered to Zrenik, "but humans might be the galaxy's best chefs." Zrenik chuckled, his data tablet recording the scene. It wasn't just about food, it was about breaking down barriers, building trust, and creating something new together. At the center of the market, a large gathering formed around the human storyteller from the night before. This time, the stories came not only from the human but also from the aliens who had been inspired to share their own tales. Each story wove into the next, creating a tapestry of cultures, histories, and dreams. Zrenik found himself drawn into the circle, captivated by the collective narrative. It was a living testament to humanity's ability to unite others through shared experiences. As the suns climbed higher, the market reached its peak. Traders who had once operated in isolation